Hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. It is a beautiful day here today. A bit cold, but it is a beautiful day. Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to be making a presentation that I think that people needs it because we all have the problem that when the year is running out, a lot of people start thinking, what did I do this year? What did I do this year? Did I achieve my goals? And what is going to be my goal for next year? Okay. So, what I like to do, I really think that next year we have to make it a blast. I mean, we have to stop this mediocre life that we live in Nigeria, and let's look at how we're going to make next year a blast. Okay, and to make next year a blast, I really need to start dishing out a lot of very great information. Okay, so I really need to start dishing out a lot of very great information, and you really need to start taking in a lot of very great information and utilizing it. And I believe that when we do that, we can really start to make a blast out of the new year. Okay, today I'm going to talk about something, you know, and the idea I want to put forward today is that what is happening to you is normal. People today like to the idea of going to church to pray and sing and dance, and Holy Spirit has to come and take care of them, is because they have the feeling that what is happening to them is not normal. So if what is happening to them is not normal, then they have to pray to God for God to take it away. Please, God, all this problem is too much for me. So let me take it away. Please take it away from me. So we want miracles. We want miracles. So because all the problems are too much, or I cannot take it anymore. That is why the churches in Nigeria are booming today. But the irony is that problems is actually good, because problems is what take you out of the what we call the comfort zone where you are, to say, okay, look, I have all these problems. How do I do something? How do I get out of it? And by trying to get out of it, you get new ideas, and those ideas lead to better position in life. Basically, people who never have problems, they wouldn't be able to even succeed. If you look at almost all the successful people on earth that work for their money, they they did it and they achieved what they achieved because of the problems that they had. Okay, so that is the short introduction of what this today, discussion or lesson is going to be about. So I'd like to welcome everybody who is there. I see Fatai, I see Colette, I see Friday, I see, a lot of my great fans coming around, and that's nice. So let's just get on to the topic. What happens to us is normal. And I'm not talking about, sickness and death and all those things, although they are normal, but we don't wish that on ourselves or anybody. But what I mean is that we all have different situations in life, economic problems, we have situation with, family problem, all these different type of problems that we have. They happen, but they are normal. That's just a normal routine in life. Everybody has it. It doesn't matter whether you are a man, a woman, a Hindu, or Christian, or whatever. Everybody has it. It's natural. And a lot of the problems that we have, they are actually caused by us. They are, and I'm going to tell you why we cause the problems and what we can do to minimize the problem. It's a part of risk assessment. Our interaction with the environment we live in is one of the reasons why a lot of things that happen to us happen, especially we Africans, African people, Nigerians. We do some certain things. What makes our life so miserable? Why is it that we don't move ahead? Why we are poor? Why we don't achieve great success? And that's what this conversation is all about. And I'm going to be taking you through the process. I have 5 points, and these 5 points I've written it down. And in this December, on the 25th of December and on the 1st of January, I'm going to be spending like 6 to 7 hours a day training people on this, on how to really transform themselves for the new year. And in January next year, I'm going to be doing a European tour starting from London on the HMT program, that is a History Makers Training, to really start helping people to zoom in into solutions, specific solutions to their life. Because you can create a solution that you can apply to your financial problems, your family problems, your any other problems you have. There's basic solution templates that can be used. But first of all, one of the things is why I just said that one of the reasons why things happen to us and we doesn't seem to get out of it is because we are doing the same thing over and over and over again. In English they call it like a broken record. You see, in those days when we used to have a record player, if you have a problem with the record somewhere, then when the pin gets there and the pin will just get stuck, the record will be turning around, say, it just gets stuck there. So it's like a broken record. Sometimes our life is like a broken record. And we do the same thing over and over again. By default, that's what we do because that's what the brain said. It's like, I'll give you an example. Anytime people have big money, so people are used to, say, you $1,000, $2,000 income and salary if you live in the Western world. So let's use dollars. So you have $1,000, $2,000. People are used to that. So they plan their life around that money. But every time they get a bit more, say you get $500, then they go crazy. They go and do crazy things with it. Every time they get another small money, they go crazy. And then after they do that, something will happen. You say, okay, I'm not doing this one again. No. Then until another time, when they have another small money, they will go crazy again. So this is a recurrent pattern. And we all have it. We all have it. But sometimes it is a skill to identify it, to realize that, okay, look, this pattern that I have is causing me problems. People may not realize that it caused them problems. Let me give you an example. If people learn to, a lot of people who don't have money today, if they don't realize that, look, that extra $100, $200 that they were wasting every month, if they have put it on a mutual funds or just start investing it as it came, after so many years, it accumulates to hundreds of thousands of dollars with the right investment. A lot of people don't know this. So that is why when I was doing the training last time about money won't make you rich, I spoke about it briefly, that people who learn to put their money in funds, that they are surprised how this money, through what they call it compound interest, build up over the year. And as you go further, say 10, 20, 30 years, it really hits $1 million. People who, if you put $100, $200 away every month, over 20 years, 25 years, it crosses over $1 million. People don't realize this. But imagine how many of us out there who are now over 50 years old, who have spent all their life working, but they have never been able to get even, break the barrier, the sound barrier as it was. And why was this? Because as people are growing up, people, like the broken record, people learn bad habits. And those bad habits, some of them they learn it from their society, they learn it from their parents, they learn it from, from the culture, and they keep doing them. And People don't even realize that they are bad habits. I say they are bad habits, but most of the time, people don't realize that they are bad habits. But once people get older, and one day they are in their 48, 49, or 50 years old, and then they realize, oh, life is very tough. Life is very tough now, because if you are working in Europe or America, then the idea that you are 50, 48 years old, before you even go on pension, you'd have to work until you are 68, 67, 68. Whoa, that is long ago. How can I do this job until I'm 68 years old? That is when it starts dawning on people. Say, something bad is happening. Okay? But when you are younger, it doesn't really bother anybody, because I remember when I was young, nobody, you just live your life and play and do things. But not many people think about what happened when they are 50 years old. But when you're 50 years old, we are 48, I think it started around 40, 48, then people realize that, look, if I continue like this, I'm going to spend, I'm still going to be working at 68. I don't like that. I don't want to do it. I'm already tired. And, rightly so, because it is difficult to be doing this crazy Uncle Sam work every day. So, and that is the problem. But then, even when people realize that at 40 something, they still don't have the tools to solve it. It's like a space shuttle that is going in the wrong direction, and they don't have the tools to change the trajectory to the right direction. They don't have the tools. And that is a major problem. That is a major problem. So because they don't have the tools, they just keep on doing what they are used to doing, what they know. Because that is what they know. It is human. That is how humans behave. Humans need to do that to survive. You do what you know. That luckily we are programmed to do that. That's why people go home at the end of the day from where they work, because that is what they know. That is, at the end of the day, you go back to where you know. You go home and sleep. So otherwise, it would be crazy if people at the end of the day they pack their things and go to McDonald's. They want to go and stay there. Then you say, something is wrong with his head. So that's one of the reasons. Number one, because people do what they know. Okay, so don't blame yourself too much if you wake up one day and you are in your late 40s and discover that, whoa, where did the time go? I've spent so much time and I don't have something to show for it. It is not completely your fault, because you did what you knew how to do. Okay? Nobody, when we were in school, nobody taught us financial planning. Nobody taught us how to, if you get married, this is how you have to treat your spouse. All this stuff nobody taught us all these things. People learn these things as they go. And sometimes, because of the environment where we were and people who were our friends, people we deal with, a lot of this, they taught us bad things. And today, a lot of us are having a very rough time dealing with these bad habits that we were taught all those years. And it's causing mayhem in the life of a lot of people. So people need to learn the tools to be able to break away from that pattern, that broken record. You have to fix the record. Okay, there are tools to do this. Only people don't know. There are tools to do this. People have to break away. Okay. Like, I'll give you an example. Just a simple example. A lot of our people Nigerians in diasporas are poor. Why are they poor? Because they spend a great deal of their money they ever earn to help somebody in Africa. But actually, if you interview a lot of people deep down, many of them were not trying to help somebody in Africa. But they think that they're trying to help somebody. What they were trying to do is to set up a business in Africa, in Nigeria in this case, and using somebody there to help them run the business. Okay? There's two different things. Trying to help people, that's different, but basically what they're trying to do was trying to help themselves and use the other person there to help that person have to do it for them. Maybe build a house, send money, say build a house for me. Set up a business, maybe run it for me. Like that. Okay. But that is a thought pattern. It's a thought pattern. I'm not trying to blame everybody here, but so if you don't realize that, look, this thing I'm trying to do, I'm not really trying to help this person with it. Okay? That is the idea I have in head. There's a broken record in my head that said, look, I'm trying to help somebody with this idea. But the truth is, that's not what is going on. Psychologically, that's not what is going on. Psychologically, you want to set up a business there. Hopefully, when this business make money, then I can get better from it. So, but along the way, the people who are trying to help with the business, they could get better from it too. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is where what is wrong. If you are not seeing it as a business transaction, because if you see it as a business transaction, then you're going to do a proper risk assessment. If the person who you are trying to let run the business for you, what is the person's track record in running a business? Has the person run a business before? No. Has the person succeeded in anything in life before? No. What is the business analysis that was done? What's the business case that was done for this project? None. What is the risk assessment that was done for this project? None. So by the time you look at all these areas, then you will take a decision yourself, okay, it's a very bad idea. It's a very bad idea. I'm not going to start that business. It has nothing to do with the person there. Then when so therefore, if people just learn to see things from a different perspective, it will save them a lot of money, a lot of problems. So then you can say, okay, as a business, from a business perspective, that $50,000 that house is going to cost, if I put it on a mutual fund in Europe, or I put it in a mutual fund in America, I'm going to be getting at least a certain percentage every month from it. And that percentage, I'm going to split it in two, and the other half, I'm going to bring it to Nigeria to use it to help people there that you want to help. Because honestly, money to help people in Nigeria is not much. If you really want to help them, you want to sponsor somebody to go to school, if you want to sponsor somebody to just, eat, it's not, you can do it. If you have, say, 100,000 naira a month, you can do all that. And today there's about not even $300. But with $50,000 invested properly in the Western world, then the yield from that money, just a little part of it can go towards the help of those people you want to help. So it's just looking at things in a more different perspective, in our psychology, because we feel that we are helping those people, but that's not what we are doing. You see, one is a selfish part of us that say, okay, let me see what I can get from there. But then we don't want to take it as a business, because that wouldn't be how to organize a business if you want to do a business. And secondly is the idea that, okay, look, so there are a lot of pattern, and then involved in that. For example, some people are very afraid. People are afraid and say, look, if I'm old, I don't want to stay in New York. When I'm old, I want to go back to Nigeria. Okay, you want to go back to Nigeria when you are old, but you are not old yet. You're not old yet. So people are always planning for their old age. So somebody is 35 years old, already planning. So when I'm old, I want to go back to Nigeria. When I'm old, I want to go back to Nigeria. But because they are constantly living in the future, they are not living in the now. So their decisions is skewed. It's like somebody who is driving a car to Lagos and from Benin City, and you are trying to maneuver the car out of the city of Benin City, but you are thinking, what happened when somebody is trying to cross the road in Ore? How do I turn? How do I avoid that person? But that's the wrong place to be thinking about. Because right now, your immediate decision is right here. In Benin City, there's this busy road in Aminoselu. How do I avoid that man that is on the road right now, 20 meters in front of me? Not the one across the road in Ore. And that is what people do with their lives. They are trying to avoid the obstacle on the road 40 years from now or 30 years from now, whereas the obstacle that is on the road right now, they are ignoring it. So therefore, what normally happens is that as people get older, that obstacle gets shifting, because it was never taken care of. People should today spend more time to invest on themselves, get themselves the knowledge, the education, the awareness, and get themselves financial security, set themselves up completely. And when they do that, then when they are 65 years old, that will take care of itself automatically. People don't understand that. That's why I said people don't have the tools. People don't have the tools that they need, because in the part of the world we come from, nobody has the tools. So people don't have the tools. Nobody is teaching the tools. Okay, that's number one. Number two is you don't understand the environment you are. People don't understand the environment. If you don't understand your environment, it can be a very serious problem. Like today, where I am is getting cold. I'm inside the house, I'm dressed like this, nice and warm, because my wife told me that the shirt was beautiful, I should put on this coat over it, so I did it. She's happy with me for doing that. Now, if I want to go out, it's so cold outside that I have to dress up with a shawl, I have to put a big coat on, I have to put my cap on, hand gloves, and I come out looking like an Eskimo, because it is very cold outside. I find it cold. So why? Because I understand the environment outside. I know that for the fact that it's a bright day today, the sun is shining into my face and I love it. It's not summer. And so if I go out, I'm going to get a shock of my life dressing like this. Because I understand my environment, I'm going to dress differently. A lot of our people don't understand their environment in life. They don't understand the environment in life. People simply go through life and then they get shocked all the time because people don't understand their environment. So we need to learn to understand our environment. And an environment can be like people sometimes people come to a place, people don't realize that I give you an example, the issue of paying taxes in the Western world. People don't realize that the rights they have as regard their financial obligations. So every year they go to the accountant and say, okay, accountant, calculate for me how much tax I have to pay, because but if they understand the tax system of the country they live, they'll be surprised how much money they can get back from the government and how much less tax they need to pay at the end of the year. Sometimes just paying taxes can kill you, because you are paying too much taxes because you don't understand how the tax system works in where you live. You don't understand how the tax system works in where you live. Like, I give you an example. A lot of people don't understand that if you don't live in a country for 180 days, you don't pay tax in that country. Okay, you can be tax resident. Like, if you're in the UK, you are a tax resident there. You are eligible to pay taxes in the UK if you stay in UK for more than 180 days of the year. Okay, so now if you are a businessman like me who moved from one country to the other, and you live in one country for 120 days, you go to another one, live for 120 days, you go to another one, live for 120 days, and you go to another one, live. So you didn't live 120 days in any country. I mean, you didn't live up to 180 days in any country. Guess what happened to your taxes? You're in a tax limbo. Legally, you don't have tax obligation to anybody. Okay. Another thing people don't understand is that if you look at the world, if you have a business even in Europe, in the Netherlands, you pay 35% as a limited liability company. In Germany, you pay maybe 30, 35, 40%. In the UK, a small business, you can get some exemption, but it's always around 30, 35% for the taxation. But if you have a business in Ireland, the tax rate is 12%. If you have the business in Poland, the tax rate is 10%. But people don't realize that, look, all these are EU countries. They are EU countries, so you can be in one country and have a business in the other one. And legally, you can do that. So when you can be in the UK and have a business and run it from Ireland, and legally, you have the right to do that. But effectively, what does that do? It reduces your tax rate to just 12%. A lot of people don't get this stuff. But now, imagine if you have a business, like online business, which is purely run online, and you are successful. You are in all right, you're a successful person. But you are paying 40% of your profit to the UK government every year. Okay, let's say you're earning $100,000 and then you're paying 40% to the UK government every year. That is 40,000 pounds. Okay, $40,000. But if your business was relocated to Ireland, then you were paying 12,000 pounds or 12,000 euros. So it saves you, 40 minus 12, it's saving you like, $28,000. Or pounds or euros, no matter the currency it is. So that's a lot of money. That's a boatload of money. And that money, if you are investing 20,000 pounds or euros or dollars into a fund run by your company in pension funds, in 10 years you retire with over a million quid in your bank account. And that money, you didn't earn it extra. No. How did you get the money? It's just by moving your company from one tax jurisdiction to the other one. How much does it cost you? Peanut. Okay? But a lot of people don't know this stuff. A lot of our people don't know this stuff. So people will work and work and work and work and we work until they die, and they wonder where is the money going? The money is disappearing, because that's what money does. When you spend money or you waste money, it disappears. Money needs to be protected, and that is why people will say, companies who are moving jurisdictions, they say they are crook, or they don't like poor people. That's why they are doing that. No, that's not why they are doing that. That's how the world works. That is your environment. So you need to understand your environment. And that is for business people. And I know a lot of business people, especially African business people, who will work and work and work and work and almost drop dead working. And at the end of the day, they have nothing left from it. And that is because they don't understand their operational environment. And other people who are not doing business in the Western world, they're just workers. They go to work, they earn their living, but they also still don't understand their operational environment. If you were in Nigeria, it's even worse. People there are just moving around. People don't understand their operational environment. So, if you don't understand your operational environment, a lot of bad things will be happening in your life, but you don't know why they're happening. And you have no idea that because, hey, I don't understand my operational environment. That's why all these things are happening. You don't know. And the sad story is that, like our people, when you try to tell them, say, look, you don't understand your operational environment. You are ignorant about what is going on in your environment. The man will be upset. Say, me? You ignorant, care. You call me ignorant, eh? The fight, that day there will be a big fight because he has been called an ignorant. You don't call a black man an ignorant because he thinks that being an ignorant is an insult. No, it's not an insult. It just means that you don't have the knowledge. And the knowledge, if you don't have it, nobody's born with knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, then you got to get it. That's what it means. So we need to understand our operational environment. And that's number 2. Okay. Number 3 is people are desperate. Okay. People get desperate. And I'll give you an example. When I was in school, because I love study, I'll study. And if I don't understand what I'm studying, I'll just memorize the stuff. And then when you ask me a question, I have all the stuff memorized, then I would start to rework them in my brain to give you an answer for the exam, because then I pass. So I never failed exam once. Excuse me. I never failed exam once. So, but I had a friend that didn't study much. Didn't like to do the work. So what did he do? When the exam came, when it was 2 days to the exam, then this guy really started to get desperate. Okay, then he really started to get desperate, and now he's telling me, man, oh, it's gonna be trouble. How are we gonna do this? You know, and then he's desperate. He's running around, but then he cannot concentrate because you have 2 days to the exam, so he cannot concentrate because he didn't do the homework. So he get desperate. So because he get desperate, he starts skipping stuff. Is, you know, when you get desperate, you start to skip stuff. So because normally, if you are 2 days to an exam, that means you have 48 hours left. Boy, if you can study for 48 hours, you should be able to pass the exam now. Okay? If you could study for 48 hours. But because the exam is so close, this guy is getting nervous. He's beating, himself so desperately that he starts to skip things. So he skipped those hours. Normally, those hours were enough for him to do the study when the exam was not that close, if it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But now that the exam is so close, he's getting too desperate because he knows that he has knowledge deficit. So now he's skipping those hours. Those hours are not even useful to him. Now, that's what happened to us in life. When we spend so much time not really working on our lives, but we think we do. So we do a lot of other things, but we're not really working on it. Then by the time we hit 40, in 40s, then it starts to really dawn on us that, whoa, these things don't happen now. So therefore, normally what people would do is that people will start getting desperate. People will start getting very, very desperate. And that desperation will come with a lot of desperate actions. Let me give you one example of the desperate action people do. Certainly people will hear that you can do online business. Okay? So, okay, so online business, they say, okay. And then when people hear that you can do online business, then what they do is they often, 99% of the time, fall victim to people who are trying to sell to them the get-rich-quick scheme. Okay? There are a lot of get-rich-quick schemes that are very obvious for one-night stuff, So hopefully many people don't fall for that anymore. But you have a lot of get-rich-quick schemes that are not that obvious. I give you an example. So people will say, like today, if you go online, what is reigning online is, affiliate marketing. People say, okay, look, I'm using that as an example because a lot of people, I know a lot of people who are selling this affiliate marketing stuff, and people are thinking, I can do, and they are selling it to people that you can get rich from selling this affiliate marketing stuff. But sometimes they will sell you a package for $300, $400. Sometimes when I hear how much this package is costing people, I will just get automatic headache, because I know that there is no way these people can make those money back that they are paying for this fictitious business model. So people are actually getting poorer and poorer and poorer by doing these things. Now, why is that so? Now, I'll give you an example. Because every time money has to be made, there must be hard work. Somebody must be working until he or she drops. That's how money is made. There's no other way about it. So, but what people don't tell you with a model, when people want to sell you something to make money quick, they don't sell you a model, the right model, because that is not what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is to fill their own pocket. So they sell you a model that they can fill their own pocket fast. So now, if you want to be successful in affiliate marketing, what you need to do is to understand your product category so well that you become an expert. I'll give you an example. Say you want to sell makeup. from L'Oreal or from Maybelline or one of those people. Okay, so you want to be a product affiliate for these products. Now, it's not just enough to buy a kit. Somebody sell you a kit. Say, okay, look, go be affiliate. Go put them for Facebook. Go to that. Doesn't work at all. So what you need to do is that you need to be a product specialist of Maybelline, or you have to be a product specialist of L'Oreal. Every single thing that has to do with the facial beautification from L'Oreal, you have to know it. You have to be able to tell somebody who is allergic to a certain product, the product they have to use. You have to be able to recommend very special thing to people. You have to know what type of foundation people have to wear, how they have to wear it, what is good, what type of foundation. If whether you are black or you are white, or it doesn't matter. But even skin, me, I'm a black man. You see, my skin is a little bit different. Somebody's blacker than I am. Another one is lighter. That is, we are all black people, but we are different tones. You look, my palm is almost like a white people's palm. My own and my wife's own, they are the same color, But if you look at the back, it's much more, darker. So a lot of black people, a lot of us have darker palms. So we are different. That is a category of human beings. We are different. So now, as a special, you have to specialize on every single skin tone in your target market and how to light it up with makeup. So then you can now talk like I talk about in your field. You can now write as I write in your field. You can now make, invent something like I do in your field. When you start doing all that stuff, believe me, when you start recommending the products from L'Oreal or Maybelline, all these guys, the people trust your product, people trust your knowledge, people trust you, and you start selling these things like wildfire, because you are showing people and solving problems for them. You are helping them to solve problems. So so anybody that tells you just carry this what they call it, affiliate marketing thing, go and buy some advertisement on Facebook, and then and you will make a lot of money. You have to ask that person, why are you not buying advertisement on Facebook and making the money yourself if it's that easy? Because they want you to waste the money and buy this affiliate advertisement. Because that's what we got called the long tail marketing. It has a term for it too. There's even some people wrote books about it. I have the books. They call it long tail marketing. Long tail marketing simply means that you have a bunch of people, 100, 300, 500, 1,000 of them. They're all selling something for you. They sell one thing for you. It is never enough for them to stay alive, what they are selling. But meanwhile, at the end of the day, you have sold 1,000 products, because all these 1,000 people who are your long tail, they are selling one product. They cannot make a living from it. They are spending thousands of dollars advertising for you, and you are just collecting the profit. So people, I get upset when I see this, because people don't realize how, because they don't understand their environment, they get desperate, and that desperation is not leading them to do anything you tell them to do, except listen to a guy like me. Because a guy like me will come and tell you, look, this thing not the work, or not so they do one. You have to do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. And people don't want to hear that reality, because that is too simple. Okay? So you need to stop being desperate and skipping. Because what I just told you, that process of selling a product online to be a master of that business area, that will take you like a year of study, a year of work. Because like I said, somebody must work until it drops, otherwise nothing happens. But try it, work for a year until you drop, okay? And then see what happens. You see how the business will just blow. It was like somebody put blow a balloon too tight. It just, the place will just explode. Okay, because you have done the homework, you have done the groundwork, you have laid the foundation. So, but when people are desperate, they skip that. That's what I mean by skipping. They skip that and they think that, oh, I can just take a shortcut to success. No, it's never going to happen, because when you're going to be, the other problems are going to happen on the way, and then you're going to skip again. So people keep skipping. That's what I mean, skipping. And then the other theory of mine comes in. People just hover like a helicopter over the problems. They start, after skipping, they try, it doesn't work, they try, it doesn't work, they try, it doesn't work. Then they start hovering like a helicopter because they don't know what to do anymore. They just stay in one place. And when people start to hover, it's very difficult to get them out of that state of hovering. It's almost difficult to get people out of that state of hovering, because now that is a confused state, hovering without a purpose. Okay, so those are the things. And number 4, people don't understand the law of money. Okay, for what I have seen kill our people the most, is the lack of understanding of the law of money. That's what does it. Most of the time when people grow up, I see young people who are in Africa now. They want to travel out of Africa to Europe. Europe, not even America, because they cannot get there. You have to be from a rich family to get to America these days. But so they come to Europe. Now they want to come and make money. Okay, all these Libya people that are coming down here, they want to come and make money. But none of them have a clue, after they have made the money, how to keep it, number 1, and how to multiply it so that they can be tomorrow the next Richard Branson. Nobody thinks about that. This is what they think about. They think, let me find my way to Europe. Once I get there, I will come and show them here that I have made it. You have all these people talking on Facebook. You say, I just left last year and I'm here now making it. People, there is that language, make it, in Nigeria. I don't know where they get it from. When people are talking about making it, what they are saying is that, oh, at last I have some money and look how I am wasting it. I'm very good at wasting my money. That is what it means in Nigeria when you say somebody is making it. Honestly, look at somebody who says he's making it. That means that the person is now wasting his money or her money. Then he's making it, he has arrived or she has arrived. Then the other group of people are the people who wants to make it. If Nigerians want to make it because they want to be able to start wasting money. That is, oh, I want to make it. People look at somebody who is wasting money, that is the goal. I want to be like that person, because then I can start wasting money as well. Then people can see that I've made it. Okay? Then you have the third category of people who just think that, okay, because I want to make it to when I make it, then I can oppress other people. So that is for the Nigerian, unfortunately, a great deal, over 95% of Nigeria, that is how it means to make it in life. Make it is now that, okay, look, I am now self-sufficient. I've made a lot of money. So I'm going to be investing it, and I'm going to let the money grow for me. And the result of the growth of that money, I'm going to be using a part of it to help humanity. And the other part, I'm going to be using it to build institutions, to do this, to do this. That's not how people think. So our society is so geared towards making it. So what happened, and that is where the problem is created in the future. A lot of young people start life with that because they want to make it. So they do all it takes, illegal, 419, this and that, and they have some prostitution just to make it. Once you see some people in Italy today, they are refugees in Italy, they are called illegal immigrants now. It's illegal migration. The white people always have new titles for everything. But I think they are called illegal migration now, or illegal migrants. Anyway, if anybody know better terms, can let me know. Now these guys, you will see them. Somebody will be in Italy as without a home, without a job, without education, and he will say he's building 4 flats in Nigeria. How can you be a refugee in another man's country, economic refugee, and you are proud of building a upstairs in your own place? I mean, that is for them. That is constantly the struggle. That is constantly the struggle. So this guy, this young man, he's building that upstairs there, and then he's trying to buy an old Toyota because one day he plans to go back and then show off this Toyota, say, look, I've arrived. An old Toyota of 10 years old, you have arrived. And so I've made it. First of all, the Toyota is a waste of money. The house is also a waste of money. There's no investment in it. Whereas a house, if somebody, that young man or that young woman who is able to do that and go and buy that house in Africa, if they just understand how the law of money works, that money they've already had. They already got it somewhere, somehow. If they just understand the law of money, then they would have realized that, look, the next stage now of this money is that I have to multiply it. I have to let it grow. Hey, at last, I don't get them. Now let me multiply it to make it grow. And that's where they fall down like a big, concrete. So, but as I know very well, that house in Nigeria is mostly never going to be built. Even when it is built, if you rent it out to people, tenants will not pay. Even when the tenants are paying, the money will be devalued by the government. Even when the money is not devalued, the tenants are not going to maintain the house will be a big mess. And at the end, there's no business there. There's no business there. But the irony of my people is that no matter how many evidences they have seen that this have not worked, people believe that it works. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. People keep doing the same thing over and over and over. People say, Edward, like I was telling people, I said, building a house in Nigeria is not an investment. If you want to build it, you can do it. That's fine with me. I have nothing against building a house. But don't call it an investment, because an investment is something that is a business, an asset that constantly generates money for you. That is an investment. An investment, after some time, pays itself back. If you have a house in Nigeria, it's not an investment because it doesn't constantly generate money for you. Some people even overdo it. They have this big house because they have arrived. And they only go to Nigeria to stay 2 weeks a year. True story. People go there and stay in this big house 2 weeks a year. And then they will give it to their cousin to help them keep it. They will give it to their in-law to do this. They will do, and then those ones will mess it up. Those ones, there will be a big fight. And they will have to fly back home later to come and fight them. I say, man, why do people like disturbing their own lives? This is nonsense. Stop doing this type of crap. It doesn't lead anywhere. Whereas all this money can be invested in a more, I'm not saying give it to me. No, go and invest it to make your life better. Because this is that constant waste of money and resources that is killing people. That is killing people. And you know what people don't know? And that's why I feel sorry for a lot of our people. A few things they don't know, especially those who live in the diaspora. People say they want to go back to Nigeria. Okay? But there is no home to go back to. People will start getting it into their head when they're in their 60s. That look, that home you left 30 years ago, I left it 30-something years ago. There is no home anymore. It's not there. Okay? The home is where you live. If it is in New Jersey, that's your home. If it is in Tokyo, that's your home. If it's in Tel Aviv, that's your home. That's where you need to build your home. If one day that you are that far, maybe you are 40 years from now, and you say, oh, you know what? I'm so comfortable in this home I have now. I think I want to, build another home. Then you're fine. But why is it that people don't settle in one place and they don't settle? People are not settling where they are. People are not settling where they left behind. So people are constantly in the Western world working to build a house in their place. So they are not happy here, they are not settled here, they are not happy there, they are not settled there. So people just make their life more complicated than it should be. I mean, I'm just saying that, look, man, I don't understand it. That's why if you look at the life of the average black man, it's always much more complicated than the life of a white person. Okay, because first of all, I was talking with somebody last time. I said, look, do you know that there are people, the white people, they live in America, they earn $2,000 a month, and they live a very perfect life. They are very happy. They are comfortable with their lives. I know people in Europe, they get $1,500 a month. That's your salary. Maybe 2,000 euros a month. That's your salary. And they are very, very happy with that money. They go on holiday, they come back, they do good things. They even have money to donate to Salvation Army or Red Cross, and they live a perfect life. And they train their children and send them to school. They are very happy. They are comfortable with their life. But I have never seen a Nigerian that, okay, I've seen one or two. That's not true. But generally, most Nigerians, even when they earn the same amount of money, some of them who are fortunate to be any more, they earn the same amount of money with other people. And yet they are not happy. They are not comfortable with their life because why? They are wasting all that resources. They waste it, and until they are in a big mess. So that's it. I can go on for hours and talk about that, but I can also talk you out of making those mistakes from today. And that's what I want to do, because you will thank me in 10 years. Okay? So people don't understand the love of money, and that's a big problem. And that's what we need to start teaching that to our people very severely. Then number five is a big problem. Our people always want to help their family, only their family, when they themselves are in a hole. People feel that I have to help my family. I have to help my family. I have to help my family. But they don't understand one thing. The family doesn't want help. Yeah, they want help, but they are not willing to do something for that help. And a lot of people who are listening to me now, they can testify to that. You want to, because today I'm dedicating to a lot of our people in the Western world, in the diaspora. So if you are in Nigeria, you can learn something from it, but it's not really your big problem today. But most of us in the diaspora, they are the ones that are victim to this problem. People are so busy trying to help their family that they forget one thing, that they themselves are not standing yet. So how is it that you don't stand and you want to help other people? I'm not saying that don't give something to other people. That's not what I'm saying, but you need to be on your feet. It is of paramount importance that you are on your feet, because what happened, I always give people an example of a bitter leaf, because all Nigerians know what bitter leaf is. I have them in my farm. So when you plant a bitter leaf like this, it starts with small, because you can eat bitter leaf. That's why you plant that plant. So it's okay, bitter leaf will come out, we'll go chop it. Okay? Now the bitter leaf start growing little by little. Every day you go there, you cut those small bitter leaf off, cut them off, because you are so in hurry. You have to eat them because we don't have the time for it to grow. That bitter leaf will never become big that you can feed the whole family. because everybody is eating it from too early, too young, plucking every bulb that is trying to come out. And that's what happens. But so at the end, there is no bitter leaf. It's never going to be big plant that we can now start eating from it. That's what happened to a lot of our people. People go overseas, and from day one, they want help people, want help people, want help people. But my family. I did the same too. I'm not trying to say I was different. When I was much younger, I did all that. So, but I realized very quickly that, hey, you cannot keep doing that, because you have to pay attention to yourself. So I had to get very serious education, myself educated. I have to climb the ladder. I have to become a big dude, some heavy lifters, like we call it. So then, at a particular time, when I was when I was earning like $40,000 a month, then I could give you $1,000 a month. I didn't care. So I put people on payroll. I don't want to hear a story. I just put it on payroll. So at the end of the month, I say, okay, look, how much is the payroll? I send the money for the payroll, because I didn't want the trouble. I was busy with my business. I didn't want somebody calling me to say, look, now so somebody comes sick, this one can't happen. No, this is what we're doing. It was not a very, great thing to do, but that gave me a peace of mind. Okay. Now, but if I gave $1,000 and I have 39,000 left, it didn't bother me. Really, it didn't bother me, because after some time, you don't really need the rest of the money. If you have to pay, if you can live your life at $3,000 a month, say $3,000 give you a very perfect life, the one you want to have, and you have $10,000 a month. The rest, you can go and keep it in the bank. So you can afford to give somebody $1,000, say, "Bona, take, leave me alone." But not when you are earning $2,000, and then you want to give people $500 a month. See, that's where the problem is, because most of our people don't have that big money, because they have not grown to that level in life that they can earn big money. So if you don't earn big money, and then you are giving big money away to your family, to the pastor, to everybody, where are you going to get your life fixed to it? So I don't get it, and I still don't understand. I feel like bringing all the Nigerians together, line them up and say, come, from today go, you have to stop this nonsense. But people keep doing that. And that is why I said, for me, it's one of the major problems why people are not succeeding. Because when you are in the Western world, you see that people really work hard. Nigerians, the job they will never do at home, back home in Nigeria, when they come here, they will do it. Like, you will never see a guy, when you see a graduate, say, okay, look, come clean street, come clean toilet, that is your job in Nigeria. People will not do it. Maybe they do it now, I don't know. But you see people in Europe cleaning gutters, cleaning different things, the job that they would not do in their own country. They work hard for their money. So now people work hard for all this money and then go throw it away. I don't get it. So, and most funny, the most crazy part of it with our people is that we work the money, because I think that has to do with the mindset, the DNA, is that when people don't look for those who can utilize the money properly, but they always go to their family. We go to family. And I don't know how the family is programmed in Nigeria, but the family always destroy you. I've never come across a family in Nigeria that say, they were able, they used the money that was sent by their son, their brother, their uncle, everything. They used the money perfectly. Go and look at them now. You see all that place, all the houses there that belong to them, they are taking care of it, and no, they are very good. I have never come across it. If you have come across it, I like to know. I have traveled. I've spoken to a lot of people. Everybody that I've spoken to, they have the same story. Why? So, but now, tomorrow, even as I'm talking to you today, there are still Nigerians who are doing this thing. It has happened to them once, happened to them twice, 3, 4, and they're still going to do it tomorrow. Say, how often must you be beaten up before you realize that, hey, this thing must stop now? Let me put an end to it. So that's what I'm saying. So I've able to give you 5 points. It's very important that I wrote these points down. That's why I have a paper here, and I'm going to reiterate them. Number one is that um, you are doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result, and that ain't going to happen. Okay. Number two, you don't understand the environment that you are. So you got to understand your environment. Number three, you are desperate and skipping steps. Instead, you start to hoover over things. And that desperation is making you skip step that has to be done. And those steps must be done. If those steps are not done, it's no success guarantee. That is how life is. It must be done. Number four, you don't understand the law of money. Money has laws. If you don't understand it, you can forget it. You're not going to get it. You're not going to succeed. It's going to be a lot of headache in life. And number five, you're trying to help people without helping yourself first. You need to stand on your feet. I've never seen a white person with that many responsibility or that many feeling of responsibility like a typical African has. Okay? Because a typical African we think, my family cannot go on without me. Okay. Until you are dead. When you are dead, then you realize that your family can go on without you. I've seen it. People who thought that the family couldn't go on without them, and so they did, they go on and on and on and on and on until they died. I actually have two guys like that who are dead now. They are dead. Finito, buried. And guess what? The family just go on. So you need to ask people who think that their family cannot go on because if they are not constantly involved, then imagine what happened tomorrow if you're dead. Your family can go on. So if that is the case, then you need to realize that, look, at the end, you just have to learn to put things into perspective and realize that, look, we got to do things right. Now, and all these 5 points, they are 10 points, so I didn't want to spend a whole day analyzing them, but these 5 points I just brought up now. These are some of the reasons why our people are not moving really forward. They are not moving ahead. So guess what? If one person is not moving ahead, it's not too bad. Two are not moving ahead. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 100, 1,000, 1,000, 1 million. Then it becomes a problem. That's why the whole nation doesn't move ahead. This is why Africans don't move ahead. So guess what? To move ahead as a people, we need to zoom in and say, okay, look, we need to start at the individual level. Because by the time all these 5 points I have told you, people start to understand them and they start to make the changes in their lives, personal lives, then they start to change. They start to become successful. So now you have one successful person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. Guess what? You start to have a successful nation. You start to have a successful people. That's how it works. It is a simple arithmetic. Okay? It's a law of nature. Okay? So that's why, for me, I've committed myself to it, to explain these things to people. To say, okay, look, people need to understand that there are rules to these things. There are laws of nature that govern success, that govern money, that govern things. It's because people are confused. People are just confused. So then some hooligans came up, and they said they are pastors, and they start calling people. They now start to misuse the Bible to convince people to start to bring the little money they have to them. So people are being oppressed the more. People are being abused more, and people are not moving forward because they are in a state of hoovering. When people are hoovering, then they fall for anything. Okay? So we need to stop hoovering. That's why I say, look, on the 25th, I'm going to be making a presentation. I'm going to be teaching the whole day. So on the 25th, because I'm so pissed off, I'm going to be teaching the whole day. I'm going to be teaching on the 25th. I'm going to be teaching on the New Year's Day, the whole day. So I'm going to do 2-hour session in the morning, and I'm going to have a break and do another 2-hour session in the afternoon. I'm going to have a break. I'm going to do another 2-hour session in the evening. So it's going to be a 6-hour session, and I'm going to do it again on the 1st of January, 2 hours. So that will be a 6-hour session on the 1st of January, and that's going to be a total of 12 hours jam session of knowledge and education. So in those presentation, I'm going to be talking about, I just gave you 5 points, okay, but I'm going to be telling you how to solve them. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to solve them, how to get your life straight. When I started, I told you that a lot of people live a life like, a space shuttle that is on the wrong trajectory. If you're a space shuttle in a wrong trajectory, it's very difficult to put straight. Because the steering doesn't always work when you are in space, because space is, no gravity. So you need to throw a small stone and hit that thing on the side to move it to the right trajectory. That's how it works. You need a motion, another motion to straighten that thing, another object to straighten it. Of course, you can program it these days. But anyway, my duty is to come up with a way to help people start moving into a different trajectory in life. To really start to understand that, okay, this course of action ain't working, and it doesn't work for a lot of people. So why do people keep doing that? Because they don't have the tools. So I'm going to be giving the tools out on the 25th. I'm going to be giving the tools out on the 1st of January. Okay, so starting from January, I'm going to be doing what we call the HMT. The HMT is going to be, it's a mini HMT, because Dr. Sunday Adelaja is organizing the big HMT. That's a week program in Ukraine, and so, but there's a big program. So those who want to go there and be a part of that, they can be a part of that HMT. I'll be doing, on the phone, a small session with that as well. But later in the month, I'll be doing a mini HMT, and that is a history maker training. I'll be going to London. So those who want to join me in London, in Nigeria, say London. Those who want to join me in London, they can come, and then they can join me in the mini HMT, and that is going to be a blast. So people get to see me live, and I'm giving you the tools live for 2 days. We're going to start 9 o'clock in the morning. We're going to close 5 o'clock in the evening, Saturday, and on Sunday we're going to do the same. So I'm going to be doing live great session on HMT. In addition, those who sign up for the Christmas Day session, those who are going to be in part of that HMT, okay, those who are going to be a part of that HMT in January, they can get the 25th jam session and the 1st of January jam session as a part of the HMT. So because I'm going to be seeing them for 2 days in January, they can attend the 25th and the 1st of January for free. Okay, so they won't have to pay anything because they will be paying for me to be in London with them, so they can be a part of the 25th jam session or the first jam session. And if they cannot be a part of it, we'll put it on the whole recording on a small USB stick. So when I'm going to London, I will take it along and they can get access to it. But I think they will have to watch the jam session first on the 25th and on the 1st. They can take their time to watch it in January before they come and see me in the classroom at the end of January. Otherwise, it doesn't make an impact, because before you can start making an impact in your life, you have to have followed like 35 to 40 hours of this jam-packed session. Okay? Then you can start making an impact in your life. So that's it. You know, we are announcing it. So if you are interested in attending the London Jam session, you can get in touch. Just send a private message, you know, to us, and then we'll get back to you, because the date is not fixed yet. I want to see when we can pack up. It's going to be this third on the last weekend of January. So but we need to fix the date and the location. But it's going to be in central London. So if there are enough people in Manchester, if there are enough people in other parts of London, England, you know, they can let me know, and then we can fix a date there as well. But however, just want to say this: if there are other people, I know some people want to see me in Amsterdam. I love coming to Amsterdam, and people want to see me in München. People want to see me in Sweden. So I'll come down there, but it will be your responsibility to organize the mini HMT there. So then I'll come, and you know, if you're interested in organizing it in other locations of Europe, just send me a personal message, and I will get in contact with you. We can organize it together. Because what I want to do in 2018, and that's what I've started right now, I want to spread enough light to the world, enough information, details, knowledge, and wisdom to our people, so that they can start transforming their lives. Because that's the only way forward. People need to start transforming their life and stop believing all this, you know, nonsense that is going on, and get the tools. People, you need the tools to be able to make good decisions and become a better person in your life. That's just it. So if you want to join me on the 25th jam session, let me know. Just send a message there, and I will be next week. I'll be giving more details, all the materials that is going to be discussed there, and how we're going to do it, and what it's going to cost. Oh yeah, I say it's going to cost money. So I'm going to tell you how much it's going to cost, and if you cannot, you will get it also on a mini USB stick, the whole shebang, and all the information I'm going to be dishing out, the books you are going to be reading, copies of those books, everything will be on that USB stick. If you're interested, you let me know. If you're not interested, no problems. But the first, this jam session, the 25th and the 1st, will not be online on Facebook. I won't be putting it on Facebook, because you people need to start investing in their own life. People need to start investing in their own life, and I want to have people involved. You know, not do it when they like. No, you got to be involved. You got to be involved. You have to realize that this is serious. This is your life. You need to be a part of it. You need to show up. Okay, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless.